undefinable, undescribable kinetic art installation. Just kind of experiment. It's like a rainbow that's sucked into a tornado. It took about 18 months to figure out how to remove all the problems. Until you actually experiment, you don't know if ideas are going to work. It's a hard question. My name is Chris Callor. I am a creator. I don't consider myself an artist. I don't really know what's going to come out at the end. I tend to follow a path of creation. I might get an idea and start to gather materials that seem like they're going to take me in the right direction. And once I have enough materials, I then just start putting things together, testing and experimenting. This is a 3-dimensional, 50-foot long, 6-foot diameter spirograph. It's a stroboscopic experiment. So the string is moving at various points, like 220 miles an hour, but with a strobe light, we can freeze it. And so you'll see a single strand of string frozen, but yet you hear it like, whoa, and then we can slowly rotate it forward, backward, and then start fading different colors to make the string look like 10 strings, look like 100 strings, look like a solid tube. This project, Dream Spinner, it started out with 2 small 12-volt motors that would face each other. I then learned that it would throw a short wave. So at that point, I wanted to see how big can we get it. So I happened to have an old motor from an old art project and a pulley, and so I started working with that. That made a bigger radius, but then forces started to come into play where I had a stand on one end, the motor at the other, and when you turn it on, the stand would fly across the room. So it became this pursuit. It took 18 months to figure out how to spin the right filament at the right speeds without it self-destructing. One of the happy accidents was the string broke, and I was trying to be very mathematical. So I had 100 feet of string. If I cut it in half, I have 50 feet of string. The string broke. So I had to pull another 50 feet of string. Okay, that's working great. When that string broke, do I go to the hardware store to get 50 feet of string? I'm like, it's string, you tie it together. And so when I tied it together, I then saw the first knot. Still, it makes me emotional because it was so beautiful. Oh my gosh. What happens if we tie another knot? We start tying more knots, and then the motor starts overheating. You're like, why is the motor overheating? I don't know. So you figure out what's going on, how it happened, how to capitalize on what you like without creating problems in the end. Yeah, it's pretty spectacular.